I'm going to try to keep this one short. And the title of the space is The Death of Caspa Proves Its Value. And what do I mean by that? Well, this is actually a very simple concept. This is what I would call kind of like the sniff test, right? Does it pass the sniff test? And this is just something I was thinking about. And you can apply this to any $2 trillion asset. I mean, you can apply it to really any breakthrough technology. But there's a lot of technologies that are hyped up. Um, and if I would argue if they don't pass this test, then maybe they're not worth looking at. And I think Caspa passes this test. So what's the test? Well, let me describe it. I realize that if Caspa dies, that means it goes to zero, right? If Caspa dies, all of our money becomes worthless. And I was just sitting through those emotions and I was thinking, how would I feel if Caspa really died, if it really went to zero? And I realized I wouldn't really be so upset about the money. Obviously, like that would really stink. But what I would really be upset about is that the loss of this beautiful technology to allow sovereignty past money. This is distributed ledger technology that breaks through past money, right? And the value of that is so beneficial to humanity that this is a real utility that I genuinely want to use. I want this technology in my life so badly. And you can apply the same test to Bitcoin. And this is probably why we're all somewhat very passionate about Caspa, is because um, imagine Bitcoin. When I used to have money in Bitcoin, my mindset was if Bitcoin goes to zero, what emotions would I feel? And I would feel very sad because I would lose all my money. But if Bitcoin actually died, I would be devastated at the fact that the infrastructure that allowed me to escape previous corrupt infrastructure, if Bitcoin dies, it's not the money that's sad. It's the infrastructure, the loss of the beauty of the utility value that it was supposed to provide. Right? Now we're back to being a fiat cuck, essentially, right? And so that's how I can tell Bitcoin has a lot of values, because if it goes to zero and dies, then I'm going to miss the utility value that it provides. There's nothing like Bitcoin. And everyone in the Caspa community, we all recognize that Bitcoin has these flaws. There's all these issues that are unaddressed. And we've actually kind of come to terms with the fact that Bitcoin's at risk. Bitcoin has warning lights. There's check engine lights all over Bitcoin right now. And the risk of death is only increasing. And that's too much for us. So we have turned to Caspa. And Caspa, in a weird way, also isn't scot-free. Like, it's not off the hook right now. It can still die. But I'm using this as an opportunity to evaluate how meaningful is Caspa. And I realized that if Caspa literally goes to $0 and dies, it's not the money that I'd be upset about. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people would be upset at the money, totally rightfully so. But it's more than just that. It's if Caspa dies, we lose our only shot at distributed ledger technology past money, right? Smart contracts on the layer one for borrowing and lending, the ability to have stable coins in a sovereign manner, the ability to not need a bank for stable coins, the ability to someone's building like a Twitter alternative. There's people building a Telegram alternative. There's someone building a YouTube alternative on Caspa. It's these decentralized protocols. Bitcoin is just a protocol it's a sovereign ledger for money. Caspa applies that to all other instances of data, essentially. And to lose that is to literally lose sovereignty regarding data, right? Bitcoin, if we lose that, we're losing sovereignty regarding money. But Caspa is the escape hatch for if Bitcoin fails as money, slash when it fails. It's the escape hatch for that, and simultaneously, it also allows, because of how it's designed, for so much utility value and sovereignty across every other type of ledger. And to lose that is really just depressing. And that right there, to me, is the sniff test. That's the acid test of, okay, this thing is valuable as hell. Because if I lose all my money in this, I'm not going to be spending my time thinking, oh, I lost so much money. I'm going to be kind of mourning the loss of this potential technology that could have entered the world but didn't. That's I think worse, you know? Um, so it just shows that there is a real demand for Caspa. We need this infrastructure, right? It would be like if um, you were an early investor in Apple, right? And you were investing and you had a bunch of money, and for whatever reason, you knew Apple was going to release the iPhone, right? You knew that they were going to come out with the iPhone, and you understood how valuable the iPhone was going to be before people knew what it was. And you saw the value in dematerializing the buttons. You saw the value in having a touch screen. You saw the value in everything that the iPhone did, having an app store. You saw the full picture. You saw how this is going to change mobile computing, right? But imagine if Apple failed as an investor. You would probably, part of you would be sad that you lost money, but you would also kind of be sad that this beautiful chance to have this breakthrough technology become a new, to like be adopted, that's something beautiful that you would want to see for humanity. And it would be a shame if that was stripped away, right? Um, Same with AI. AI is something that I also use this for the sniff test. Um, Basically, I've become so dependent on I love it. And if for whatever reason AI were to fail, I would genuinely be bummed out. It's removed so much friction from my life. There's a lot of values I have that AI is able to help me with. Um, Use cases and utility value that if AI were to just snap a finger, disappear, I mean, that would really suck. Same and so the same goes with the iPhone. If for whatever reason the iPhone snap of a finger failed and disappeared before it ever caught on, um, after losing your money, that would really be something sad to see. And so I guess I'm trying to articulate that I see the same for Caspa. Um, I really value this idea of distributed ledger technology that goes past money. I really look forward to people building a Fiverr alternative, an eBay alternative, a YouTube alternative, Facebook alternative, X alternative. These are all things literally being built. The ability to borrow and lend without a bank, right? Like that's incredible. And then, I mean, these are just the use cases that we understand now, but there's going to be so much more use cases that we haven't even thought about. So that's just my 2 cents on outside of the money. If Caspa dies, that's what I would be sad about. And the very fact that I am sad outside of money proves to me that this is actually a breakthrough technology because you can apply this logic to every $2 trillion, for the most part, every $2 trillion company that exists, the Apples of the world, the Googles of the world, they've all done breakthrough stuff. And if they were to disappear out of your life, um, that would that would kind of negatively impact you, right? And so that's just a way to kind of assess how valuable something is what happens if you remove it from your life. Like electricity. We don't really value electricity until you don't have it. We don't value clean water until you don't have it. Well, Caspa, it's almost at the finish line between where it has this incredible utility value and it's this great infrastructure that can have all these developers build beautiful protocols, and to have that disappear would be really depressing as hell. So this video slash Twitter Spaces is not me saying Caspa's gonna die. This Twitter Space is me actually saying that I believe Caspa is so freaking valuable that it goes past money if it dies. No one gives a shit if Dogecoin dies. That's not a breakthrough technology. No one gives a fuck if, no offense, but like Solana dies. No offense, but Solana, its use case doesn't go past NFTs, meme coins. It's centralized as hell. You can't run your own node. It's not breakthrough technology. It's central. It's literally and on top of it, it's not even money. It's not even, it doesn't even have fixed supply. So my point is, if some of these technologies disappear, nobody would care. But if Caspa disappears, yikes, that would be a really tragic thing to have happen. So this is just kind of my sniff test, my acid test for how do I trust my gut. This is just me sharing my conviction on how do I value Caspa, and I'm just sharing this. Maybe it might help some of y'all. And do this little exercise on your own. Think about things in your own life that you can see what actually matters to you if it were to disappear, you know? The microwave, for crying out loud. Microwave, if that were to disappear, think of what your life looks like. Freaking stovetop, right? And so I'm just applying that same logic to Caspa. So, anyways, that's my understanding of this. I see a lot of new people joined. Damn, I really wish I could have done this space with the people who are listening now. All of y'all are G's. But just go back and re-listen to this. I'm going to upload this to YouTube. I'm about to hop off. I have a bunch more other spaces ideas I thought of. All I can think about is Caspa, guys. So anyways, thank you, Coder of Stuff, Gonzo, Banana, Tony, and someone else's name is Caspa in here, but I don't know. But yeah, all of y'all are awesome. Thanks for all you do. We all have a key role in Caspa. It will survive. We'll do fine. This is a beautiful protocol, and humanity needs this fucking thing. So anyways, re-listen to the space if you just popped on. I think you might find value in it. I'm about to end it. So peace out, y'all.